Ever found yourself biting your tongue, wondering if some thoughts are better left unspoken? Today, we dive deep into the vaults of ancient wisdom to uncover the secrets that the Stoics held close to their hearts. In this video, we'll navigate the delicate balance between sharing and safeguarding. Consider this video a walk alongside the great Stoics like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, sharing their insight on the art of discretion. By the time this video ends, you will have access to all the tools and information that can help you master the art of what not to reveal. Let's get started. Number 1. Every success. Let's dive into why you should keep your successes a bit under wraps. Picture this. You've just nailed a huge project at work, and you're riding high on that wave of accomplishment. Naturally, you want to shout it from the rooftops, maybe even throw a little party in your head, or a real one. But here's the twist, sharing every win might not be the best move. First off, when you broadcast your victories, you might unintentionally spark envy or resentment. Not everyone will cheer for you. Some folks might see your success as a spotlight on their own perceived shortcomings. It's like that time you excitedly told your friend about your promotion, only to realize later they were silently struggling with job insecurity. Awkward, right? Now, let's think about the Stoic angle. Marcus Aurelius would probably give you a wise nod and remind you that true satisfaction comes from within. By keeping your achievements to yourself, you're practicing humility and self-control, two core Stoic values. Plus, it keeps you grounded. Success can be a slippery slope to arrogance if you're not careful. By keeping it low-key, you avoid getting a big head. There's also a practical side. Imagine your goals and plans are like fragile seedlings. Exposing them too early might subject them to negative influences or premature criticism, potentially stunting their growth. By nurturing them privately, you give them the best chance to flourish. And let's not forget the element of surprise. There's something undeniably powerful about quietly working hard, and then, boom, out of nowhere, you reveal your success. It's like being the underdog in a movie. Everyone loves a good plot twist. So next time you hit a milestone, take a moment to savor it quietly. Bask in the glory with a knowing smile, like a wise old sage who understands that not every triumph needs to be paraded around. You're not hiding your light under a bushel, you're just letting it shine in a way that's true to your inner peace and wisdom. And hey, if someone does ask about your recent accomplishments, you can always share with a humble shrug and a twinkle in your eye. Number 2. Your weaknesses. In the philosophy of Stoicism, acknowledging and working on your weaknesses is crucial, but broadcasting them to the world is not. Instead, Stoics emphasize the power of inner strength and silent perseverance. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This principle is at the heart of why Stoics believe in keeping your weaknesses to yourself. When you openly share your weaknesses, you might feel an immediate sense of relief, a temporary solace from the burden you carry. However, this can often lead to unintended consequences. Others may begin to perceive you through the lens of your weaknesses, overshadowing your strengths and potential. This perception can limit opportunities and erode the confidence others have in you. Consider the story of Tom, an ambitious entrepreneur with a bright vision for his startup. During a particularly challenging phase, Tom began sharing his doubts and insecurities with his team, hoping for understanding and support. While his intentions were genuine, the result was not as he had hoped. His team, once inspired by his leadership, started to doubt his capabilities. The morale dipped, and the sense of uncertainty spread like wildfire. Now, imagine if Tom had taken a Stoic approach. Instead of vocalizing his weaknesses, he could have focused on inner reflection and personal growth. Stoicism teaches us to confront our weaknesses with honesty and courage, but to do so privately. This doesn't mean ignoring them, it means working on them diligently without letting them define or limit you. By keeping his weaknesses to himself, Tom could have maintained his team's confidence while silently working on his areas of improvement. This approach not only preserves external perceptions but also fosters a resilient and self-reliant mindset. When you keep your weaknesses to yourself, you embark on a journey of self-mastery. You learn to rely on your inner resources, cultivating strength and resilience. This internal focus helps you grow beyond your limitations, turning weaknesses into areas of growth. Epictetus advised, "No man is free who is not master of himself." By confronting your weaknesses in silence, you take control of your destiny. You become the master of your own development, free from the judgment and expectations of others. Next time you feel the urge to share your struggles, pause and reflect. Embrace the wisdom of Stoicism, and let your journey of personal growth be guided by inner strength and silent perseverance. In doing so, you become a beacon of resilience and fortitude, inspiring others to confront their own weaknesses with courage and determination. You climb your mountain, not through the validation of others, but through the unwavering strength within yourself. Number 3. Unverified information. Alright, let's be real here. We all love a juicy tidbit of gossip or an intriguing bit of news. But before you go blabbing about the latest scoop, hit the brakes. Imagine you're at a party, and someone drops a bombshell about your favorite celebrity. The urge to share it with your friends is strong, but hold up, do you really know if it's true? Sharing unverified info is like playing a game of telephone. By the time it gets to the end, it's a hot mess. Why should you keep a lid on it? First off, spreading unconfirmed rumors can make you look like a fool if they turn out to be bogus. Nobody wants to be the person who cried wolf over something that ends up being complete nonsense. Plus, it can damage your credibility. Once people catch on that you're a source of unreliable info, they'll start tuning you out. But there's more to it. Think about the person or situation involved. If you're wrong, you might be causing unnecessary drama or stress. It's like setting off a firecracker in a room full of dry leaves, unpredictable and potentially harmful. Marcus Aurelius would probably raise an eyebrow at that kind of recklessness. The Stoics were all about wisdom and discernment, not jumping to conclusions or acting on impulse. And hey, let's not forget the ripple effect. Unverified info can spread faster than wildfire, especially in today's digital age. Before you know it, something you casually mentioned becomes a trending topic for all the wrong reasons. It's like tossing a pebble into a pond. The ripples go far beyond what you might expect. So, the next time you're tempted to share that unconfirmed tidbit, think twice. Ask yourself, is it true? Is it necessary? Is it kind? If you can't tick all those boxes, it might be best to keep it to yourself. Remember, a little discretion can go a long way. Plus, there's always something cool about being the person who knows the truth but doesn't feel the need to broadcast every single thing. It's like having a superpower, use it wisely. And if you really need to share, maybe save it for your cat. They're great listeners and never really gossip around. Number 4. Your deepest fears. Stoicism teaches us to confront our fears head-on, to understand them, and ultimately, to master them. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most revered Stoic philosophers, once wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This powerful insight reminds us that our fears are not inherent in the things we dread, but in our perception of them. But here's the twist: Stoicism also advises us to keep these deepest fears to ourselves. Why, you might ask? Sharing our fears can sometimes magnify them, making them seem more real and insurmountable. When we voice our fears, we give them form and substance. We breathe life into them, allowing them to grow and take hold of our minds. Consider a time when you shared a fear with someone, and instead of feeling relieved, you felt more anxious. Their reaction, whether well-meaning or dismissive, may have amplified your fear. They might have even unintentionally added their own fears to yours, creating a tangled web of anxiety. Stoicism teaches us to be the master of our inner world, to cultivate a sense of resilience and self-reliance that doesn't depend on the validation or understanding of others. Keeping your deepest fears to yourself is not about bottling up your emotions or pretending they don't exist. It's about acknowledging them, understanding them, and then taking deliberate steps to overcome them. It's about transforming your fears into fuel for personal growth. When you face your fears privately, you engage in a profound inner dialogue. You become your own guide, your own counselor, and your own source of strength. Imagine a stoic warrior, standing tall and resolute. This warrior does not need to shout their fears to the world. They confront them silently, with unwavering determination. They know that true courage is not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it. By keeping their fears private, they maintain control over them. They do not let their fears dictate their actions or their destiny. Think about your own life. What are the fears that keep you up at night? The fears that lurk in the corners of your mind? Instead of sharing them, try facing them with the calm and rational mindset of a Stoic. Break them down, analyze them, and strip them of their power. Ask yourself, what is the worst that can happen? Often, you'll find that the reality is far less frightening than your imagination makes it out to be. By mastering your fears privately, you build inner strength and resilience. You become less reliant on external reassurance and more confident in your own ability to navigate life's challenges. This doesn't mean you should never seek support. There are times when sharing your burdens is necessary and wise. But your deepest fears, those that define your character and your path, are best faced in solitude. In this private battle, you become the hero of your own story. You learn to trust yourself, to find strength in your silence, and to emerge victorious. This is the Stoic way, and it leads to a life of true courage and inner peace. So, embrace your fears, confront them, and keep them to yourself. In doing so, you become the master of your destiny, the warrior in your own dark forest, unafraid and unstoppable. Number 5. Every change in your life. As the Stoics have stated, change is the only constant in our lives. 1 minute, everything's running smoothly, and the next, life throws a curveball your way. But here's the thing, you don't need to broadcast every twist and turn to the world. Why? Let's break it down. First off, imagine this, you're at a party, and someone starts going on and on about their latest life overhaul. New job, new diet, new love interest, they're sharing it all. Sounds exhausting, right? Marcus Aurelius would probably raise an eyebrow and say, hey, keep some of that to yourself. Stoicism teaches us to maintain our inner peace by not getting swept up in external approval or disapproval. When you share every change, big or small, you open yourself up to a whirlwind of opinions. Some people will cheer you on, sure, but others might bring in their own baggage, casting doubt or offering unsolicited advice. Suddenly, what started as your personal journey becomes a public debate. And guess what? That can mess with your head. The Stoics believed in focusing on what you can control, and you can't control other people's reactions. Here's another thing, change can be fragile, especially in its early stages. Picture a tiny sapling trying to grow. If you start poking and prodding it, showing it off to everyone, it's not going to have a chance to grow strong roots. Your new habits, goals, or transitions need time to solidify without the pressure of external scrutiny. Keep it close, nurture it in private, and let it grow sturdy before you unveil it to the world. Now, I'm not saying you should become a hermit and never share anything. There are people in our lives we trust, our inner circle. These are the folks who get it, who support us without judgment. They're the ones you can turn to for a genuine chat when you need it. But the rest of the world? They don't need a play-by-play of your life. Think about the old proverb, speech is silver, but silence is golden. There's power in keeping things to yourself, and letting your actions speak louder than your words. When you quietly work on your goals and then emerge successful, it's like a mic drop moment. No need for a running commentary, just results. On a lighter note, have you ever noticed how much more peaceful life feels when you're not constantly updating everyone about everything? It's like you're free from this self-imposed pressure to perform. You can just be. And in that being, you find a certain serenity, a calm that the Stoics would totally high-five you for if they were around. In the end, it's about balance. Share when it feels right, but don't feel obligated to turn your life into a reality show. Keep some mystery. Enjoy the journey without the need for external validation. After all, life's changes are personal, and not everyone needs to be in the loop. By practicing a bit of Stoic discretion, you might just find a deeper sense of contentment and strength. So, the next time you feel the urge to share every little change, take a step back. Channel your inner Stoic, and embrace the power of keeping some things just for yourself. Your future self will thank you. Number 6. Negative opinions about others. Picture this, you're in a lively conversation with friends at a dinner party. The topic shifts to a mutual acquaintance, and suddenly, everyone starts sharing their opinions, many of which are less than flattering. You feel the urge to chime in with your own negative thoughts. But then you pause. What would a Stoic say about this? In the world of Stoicism, the practice of withholding negative opinions about others is seen as a mark of wisdom and self-discipline. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle can also be extended to how we speak about others. By refraining from negative talk, we cultivate a mindset focused on positivity, growth, and harmony. Negative opinions can be like poison, spreading discontent and mistrust. When you speak ill of someone, you not only harm their reputation but also taint your own character. People may start to see you as judgmental or unkind. This can erode trust and weaken relationships. When you feel the urge to criticize someone, take a moment to reflect inwardly. Ask yourself why you feel the need to share this negative opinion. Is it to boost your own ego? To gain validation from others? Recognizing these motives can help you transcend them. Marcus Aurelius advised, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." This means rising above petty judgments and focusing on your own character and actions. Instead of being dragged down by negativity, you elevate yourself by practicing empathy and understanding. Imagine another scenario. You're part of a community project, and there's a member, Alex, who often misses deadlines. Instead of criticizing Alex behind their back, you decide to apply Stoic principles. You approach Alex with empathy, asking if they need any support or if there's something affecting their performance. Alex, feeling understood and supported, opens up about personal challenges they've been facing. Together, you find solutions, and Alex's performance improves. Your decision to withhold negative opinions not only preserves harmony but also turns a potential conflict into an opportunity for growth. In a nutshell, holding back negative opinions about others is not about suppressing your thoughts or ignoring problems. It's about choosing a path of constructive action and positive influence. By practicing this Stoic art of silence, you build a reputation of integrity, foster trust, and create a more harmonious environment. Next time you're tempted to share a negative opinion, pause and reflect. Embrace the wisdom of Stoicism, and let your actions and words be guided by empathy, understanding, and a commitment to personal and collective growth. In doing so, you become a beacon of positivity and strength, inspiring others to rise above negativity and strive for a better, more harmonious world. Number 7. Past mistakes. In the philosophy of Stoicism, dwelling on past mistakes is seen as an unproductive use of energy. Instead, Stoics emphasize learning from these errors and moving forward with wisdom and resilience. Seneca once said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." This principle underscores the importance of not letting past mistakes define your present or future. Rehashing past mistakes can be like dragging an anchor behind you. It slows you down, saps your energy, and prevents you from sailing smoothly toward your goals. When you constantly share and revisit these mistakes, you give them power over your present. This can lead to a cycle of regret and self-doubt, hindering your progress and potential. When you stop dwelling on past mistakes, you free yourself to focus on the present and future. This forward-thinking mindset allows you to channel your energy into productive endeavors, turning potential setbacks into stepping stones for success. Imagine another scenario. Emily, a business professional, made a costly error in a major project. Instead of repeatedly discussing her mistake, she chooses the Stoic path. Emily acknowledges her error privately, analyzes what went wrong, and takes steps to ensure it doesn't happen again. She focuses on improving her skills and knowledge, using the mistake as a catalyst for personal development. Over time, Emily's resilience and dedication pay off. She successfully leads new projects, each one better than the last. Her colleagues see her as a capable and reliable leader, unaware of the private reflections that fueled her growth. By not dwelling on her past mistake, Emily transforms it into a source of strength and wisdom. Moving forward from past mistakes is not about ignoring them or pretending they never happened. It's about embracing the Stoic principle of resilience and growth. By learning from your errors and then letting them go, you cultivate a mindset focused on progress and potential. Next time you feel the urge to revisit a past mistake, pause and reflect. Embrace the wisdom of Stoicism and let your actions be guided by the lessons you've learned. In doing so, you become a beacon of resilience and strength, inspiring others to navigate their own storms with courage and determination. Sail forward, unburdened by the past, towards a horizon full of endless possibilities. Number 8. Unfinished ideas. When it comes to unfinished ideas, we often find ourselves caught up in a whirlwind of excitement. You know the feeling. You've just had a spark of brilliance, and you can't wait to share it with everyone around you. But hold on a second, my friend. Stoicism teaches us the value of restraint and the power of silence, especially when it comes to ideas that aren't fully formed. Imagine you're an artist sketching out a new painting. The first few strokes are exhilarating. The potential is limitless. You share your half-baked masterpiece with a friend, and they start critiquing it. "Why is the sky green?" they ask. You had a vision, but now their doubts and opinions start clouding your creative process. Your idea is now a joint venture, influenced by someone else's perspective before it even had the chance to grow into its true form. Sharing an unfinished idea is like inviting a critique on a cake that's still in the batter stage, unnecessary and potentially disheartening. Now, picture yourself as a ship's captain navigating through a foggy sea. You've got a general sense of where you want to go, but the details are still hazy. Announcing your destination prematurely can invite unnecessary stress and expectations. People start asking, "Are we there yet?" when you're still figuring out the course. By keeping your unfinished ideas to yourself, you maintain the freedom to explore and adjust your plans without external pressure. It's like having a private sandbox where you can play, experiment, and make mistakes without the fear of judgment. Unfinished ideas are fragile. They need nurturing and time to develop. When you share them too soon, you expose them to the harsh winds of criticism and skepticism. It's like planting a seed and then digging it up every day to see if it's grown. You're disrupting the natural process. Let your ideas take root, grow strong, and only then, when they're sturdy enough to withstand scrutiny, share them with the world. Let's bring some humor into this. Think of your unfinished idea as a baby dragon. It's adorable, but it's also vulnerable. If you parade it around too early, people might just see a cute little lizard and miss the majestic beast it could become. Give your dragon time to grow, to learn to breathe fire. Then, when it's ready, let it soar. There's also a practical side to this. Sharing unfinished ideas can lead to a phenomenon known as premature validation. You get a few nods and praises, and suddenly, the motivation to actually complete the idea wanes. You've gotten the reward without doing the work. It's like eating dessert before dinner. You lose the appetite for the main course. On the flip side, keeping your unfinished ideas to yourself can build a sense of internal accountability. You're not relying on external validation to push you forward. It's all on you. This can foster a stronger sense of ownership and determination. Your idea is your secret project, your personal mission. You nurture it, refine it, and when it's ready to face the world, it's a testament to your dedication and perseverance. In the end, Stoicism isn't about shutting yourself off from others. It's about understanding the value of your inner world and protecting it from unnecessary influences. By keeping your unfinished ideas to yourself, you're giving them the space they need to mature. And when they're ready, you can share them with confidence, knowing they're a true reflection of your vision and effort. So, next time you have a brilliant spark, let it simmer. Give it time. And when it's ready, let it shine. Number 9. Financial status. Picture this. You're walking through a bustling marketplace, filled with people, noise, and activity. Among the hustle and bustle, conversations flow about purchases, investments, and financial status. The temptation to share details about your own financial situation is strong, driven by a desire for validation or to establish social standing. But what would a Stoic say about this? In the philosophy of Stoicism, the value of privacy, especially concerning one's financial status, is held in high regard. Stoics believe that sharing the intimate details of your finances can lead to unnecessary complications and distractions, detracting from the pursuit of a virtuous and focused life. As Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This principle emphasizes the importance of internal wealth over external displays of prosperity. Broadcasting your financial status can have several unintended consequences. Firstly, it can attract envy and resentment from others, potentially straining relationships and creating social friction. People may begin to view you through the lens of your financial worth rather than your character and virtues, leading to superficial judgments and interactions. Moreover, sharing financial details can make you a target for exploitation or undue influence. Others might seek to take advantage of your resources, whether through direct requests or subtle manipulation. This can lead to stress and complications that divert your attention and energy away from more meaningful pursuits. Stoicism teaches us to value privacy, especially in matters of personal finance. This approach is not about secrecy but about maintaining a clear boundary between your private and public life. By keeping your financial status private, you protect yourself from the potential negative consequences of disclosure and maintain a focus on what truly matters. Maintaining privacy about your finances also allows you to cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment. When you are not constantly comparing your financial situation to others or seeking external validation, you can focus on your personal growth and development. This aligns with the Stoic ideal of living a life guided by virtue and wisdom, rather than by external measures of success. A key aspect of Stoicism is the pursuit of contentment and self-sufficiency. By not sharing your financial status, you foster a mindset that values what you have and seeks fulfillment from within. This internal focus helps you build resilience and satisfaction, regardless of external circumstances. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This quote underscores the importance of maintaining a positive and contented mindset. When you are not preoccupied with financial comparisons or external validations, you can cultivate a richer inner life and a deeper sense of happiness. Embracing financial privacy also allows you to make decisions based on your values and priorities, rather than on social expectations or pressures. This can lead to more thoughtful and deliberate financial choices, aligning with your long-term goals and personal philosophy. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what is within our control and to let go of concerns about external perceptions. By keeping your financial status private, you maintain control over your financial narrative and protect yourself from unnecessary distractions and influences. So, next time you feel the urge to share details about your financial status, pause and reflect. Embrace the wisdom of Stoicism, and let your actions be guided by the principles of privacy and internal focus. In doing so, you cultivate a life of inner peace and resilience, free from the distractions and pressures of external validation. Navigate the bustling marketplace of life with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your true worth is measured by your character and virtues, not by your financial status. Number 10. Private relationships. In Stoicism, there is great value in maintaining the privacy of your personal relationships. Sharing intimate details can expose these connections to unnecessary scrutiny, judgment, and potential misunderstanding. Stoics advocate for discretion and a careful boundary between what is shared and what is kept private. As Epictetus wisely noted, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. This principle emphasizes the importance of thoughtful communication and the protection of what is sacred in our lives. When you frequently discuss the intimate details of your relationships, you open them up to external opinions and influences. These external inputs can sometimes distort your perspective, creating doubts or conflicts where none previously existed. Moreover, not everyone you share with will have your best interests at heart. Their advice or opinions may be biased or uninformed, potentially causing harm to the relationship. Oversharing can also erode the trust and confidentiality that form the foundation of close relationships. The intimate moments you share with a partner, friend, or family member are built on mutual trust and respect. Broadcasting these moments can feel like a betrayal to the other person, undermining the bond you've worked hard to build. Stoicism teaches us the art of discretion, especially in the realm of personal relationships. This means understanding the value of keeping intimate details private, thus preserving the sanctity and integrity of your connections. By maintaining privacy, you protect your relationships from external judgment and interference, allowing them to grow and flourish in a safe and nurturing environment. Discretion involves a mindful approach to communication, where you choose carefully what to share and with whom. It's about recognizing that not all thoughts and feelings need to be expressed publicly, and that some aspects of your life are best kept between you and those directly involved. Stoicism also encourages us to view relationships as opportunities for growth, mutual support, and shared wisdom. By practicing discretion, you allow these relationships to develop naturally and authentically, free from the distortions of external influence. This approach fosters a deeper understanding and a stronger bond, built on trust and respect. Overall, maintaining the privacy of your personal relationships is a powerful practice rooted in Stoic wisdom. It's about protecting the sanctity of your connections, ensuring they are nurtured in a safe and supportive environment, and fostering a deeper, more authentic bond. So the next time you feel the urge to share intimate details about your relationships, pause and reflect. Embrace the Stoic art of discretion, and let your actions be guided by the principles of privacy and mutual respect. In doing so, you cultivate relationships that are strong, resilient, and deeply fulfilling, shielded from the distortions and pressures of the external world. Nurture your garden of relationships with the quiet confidence that comes from knowing their true value lies in the shared moments of trust and understanding, not in the validation of others. Number 11. Health issues. Next, let's talk about health issues. It's one of those topics that can be a bit touchy. On one hand, you want to be open and honest, but on the other, you don't want to be that person who's always going on about their ailments. Inspired by Stoicism, keeping your health issues to yourself can actually be a pretty solid move. First off, think about how often we start conversations with, "How are you?" It's such a common question, but do people really want to know every little detail about your latest doctor's visit or that weird rash that's appeared out of nowhere? Probably not. Stoicism teaches us to maintain our composure and not burden others with our troubles. It's about being resilient and dealing with our problems quietly and calmly. Now, imagine you're at a party, and someone starts giving you the play-by-play of their medical history. It's a bit of a downer, right? You came for good vibes and fun, not a medical seminar. By keeping your health issues to yourself, you're not just sparing others the discomfort, you're also showing strength and self-control. Stoicism is big on that, being the rock in the storm, not the storm itself. Also, there's this thing about perception. People might start seeing you as the sick one, and that can overshadow all the other awesome things about you. Your identity gets wrapped up in your health issues, and you're more than that. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what we can control and to present our best selves. By not constantly talking about your health problems, you're focusing on your strengths and not letting your struggles define you. But let's get real for a second. Sometimes it feels good to vent, right? To let it all out and have someone say, "Wow, that sounds tough." But Stoicism teaches us to find strength within. It's not about bottling everything up, but finding a balance. Maybe confide in a close friend or family member if you really need to, but there's no need to make it your go-to conversation starter. Think about this. When you constantly talk about your health issues, you're giving them more power over you. You're feeding into the negativity. Stoicism is all about shifting your mindset. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, look at what's right. Gratitude, baby. You've got to count your blessings, even when things are rough. It's a mental trick that helps you stay positive and resilient. And hey, there's something to be said about the mystery. People are drawn to those who don't lay all their cards on the table. Keeping some things private can actually make you more intriguing. Stoics knew this. They were all about being composed and enigmatic. It's like a superpower that keeps you in control of your narrative. So, next time you're tempted to spill the beans about your latest health drama, channel your inner Stoic. Take a deep breath, smile, and talk about something that lifts you up. It's not about hiding who you are. It's about being the best version of yourself and not letting your struggles take center stage. Remember, you're a warrior. You handle your battles with grace and strength, just like the Stoics did. Keep your head high, focus on the positives, and let your resilience shine through. That's the Stoic way, and trust me, it's a game changer. Number 12, failure of others. Alright, picture this. You're at a coffee shop with a friend, and the topic drifts to a mutual acquaintance who's just had a colossal flop. It's tempting, right? I mean, who doesn't like a juicy story? But hold up, let's hit the brakes and take a page from the Stoic playbook. First off, let's get real about the consequences. Blabbing about someone else's failures can come back to bite you. It's like setting a trap in your own backyard. Today it's them, tomorrow it's you. Imagine the tables turning and suddenly your missteps are the talk of the town. Not a fun thought, huh? Now, let's talk about empathy. Stoics were big on empathy, even if they didn't call it that. They believed in understanding the human experience deeply. Think about it, every time you fail, it feels like you're carrying a backpack full of bricks. Sharing someone else's failures is like tossing a few more bricks in there. Heavy stuff, right? Plus, there's the golden rule we learned in kindergarten: treat others the way you want to be treated. Simple, yet profound. Do you want people airing your dirty laundry? Probably not. So, zip it when it comes to others' slip-ups. It's just good karma, man. Alright, let's flip the script for a moment. What if, instead of focusing on their failures, You celebrated their resilience. How cool would that be? Everyone loves a comeback story. Remember Rocky? He gets knocked down but keeps getting up. That's the spirit. Instead of saying, "Did you hear about John's epic fail at the presentation?" you could say, "John had a tough time, but man, he's bouncing back like a champ." See the difference? It's like swapping out a negative filter for a positive one. It not only makes you feel better, but also lifts others up. And hey, let's not forget about trust. Trust is like that fragile vase your aunt keeps on the top shelf. One wrong move, and it's shattered. When you spill the beans on someone's failures, it's like nudging that vase off the shelf. People start to wonder if they can trust you with their stories. Don't be that person who turns a confidence nightmare into a public spectacle. Be the rock, the person they can count on to keep their secrets safe. Humor me for a sec. Imagine you're a superhero, let's call you Stoic Man. Your superpower? You never spill the beans on others' mishaps. You're the vault. People can trust you because they know their struggles are safe with you. Pretty powerful, right? In the grand scheme of things, everyone's on their journey. Some days we're on top of the mountain, other days we're in the valley. Sharing failures doesn't help anyone climb higher, it just digs the valley deeper. So next time you're tempted to talk about someone's epic fail, channel your inner Stoic Man, reflect on the impact of your words, choose empathy, and maybe sprinkle in some positivity. You'll be surprised how much brighter your world becomes when you're lifting people up rather than tearing them down. So, let's keep those lips sealed and those hearts open. Remember, Stoicism isn't just about enduring hardships, it's about being a decent human being amidst it all. Number 13, sensitive information. Sensitive information. Sounds pretty heavy, right? But let's break it down and make it relatable. Imagine you've got a vault in your mind, and inside it, you stash the things that could, if leaked, cause a whole lot of trouble. These aren't just any old secrets, they're the ones that could shake up your life or someone else's. Here's why the Stoics thought it was a good idea to keep some things to yourself. First off, let's talk about personal dramas. We all have them, those little or big hiccups that make life interesting or stressful. It could be a family feud, a friend's betrayal, or a romantic relationship on the rocks. Marcus Aurelius would probably tell you to zip it about these things. Why? Because sharing your personal dramas can often lead to more drama. It's like feeding a fire. The more fuel you add, the bigger the blaze. And let's be honest, no one wants their personal life to become a soap opera for everyone else's entertainment. Think about those times when you vented to someone and it backfired. Maybe they shared your woes with someone else, or worse, they judged you. Stoics believed in keeping a cool head and handling personal matters with a sense of inner strength. By keeping your sensitive issues private, you maintain control over your emotions and avoid unnecessary chaos. Plus, it gives you a chance to process things more clearly without external noise. Then there's the professional side of things. Ever been tempted to spill the beans about a big project at work or a juicy piece of office gossip? Hold that thought. In the professional world, sensitive information is like gold. It's valuable, but it can also be dangerous if mishandled. Sharing confidential details can damage your reputation, betray trust, and even lead to legal trouble. The Stoics would probably advise you to focus on your own conduct and integrity. By keeping sensitive professional information to yourself, you demonstrate reliability and earn respect. It's all about playing the long game, building a reputation that's rock solid. Now, let's sprinkle in a bit of humor. Ever had that moment when you told someone something in confidence, and they responded with, "Oh, I won't tell anyone except my best friend," who tells their partner, who tells their coworker? It's like a chain reaction of loose lips. The Stoics knew this well. They'd remind you that once something is out there, you can't pull it back. It's like trying to put toothpaste back in the tube, messy and impossible. What about the emotional load? Sharing sensitive information can sometimes feel like a relief, but it can also lead to emotional dumping. We've all been there, pouring our hearts out only to feel exposed and vulnerable afterward. The Stoics would encourage you to practice emotional resilience. By keeping certain things private, you give yourself space to heal and grow stronger. It's not about bottling everything up, but rather about choosing wisely what to share and with whom. In the end, it's about balance. You don't have to turn into a stone-cold vault of secrets, but taking a leaf out of the Stoic playbook and being mindful about what you share can save you a lot of headaches. It's like having a personal filter, one that helps you navigate life's twists and turns with a bit more grace and a lot less drama. So, next time you're tempted to spill some sensitive info, channel your inner Stoic, take a deep breath, and maybe keep it to yourself. Trust me, it's worth it. Number 14. Personal sacrifice. Alright, let's dive into the nitty-gritty of personal sacrifices and why you should probably keep them under wraps, inspired by the Stoic philosophy. You know, when it comes to the sacrifices we make in life, there's a certain allure in keeping them close to the chest. It's like having a secret superpower, something that fuels you without needing a round of applause from everyone else. Picture this, you've just made a massive sacrifice. Maybe you've given up your weekends to work on a side hustle, or you've skipped out on social events to focus on self-improvement. It's tempting to share this with others, to get that pat on the back or an "oh wow, that's impressive." But here's the kicker, sharing these sacrifices can dilute their power. It's like popping a balloon. Suddenly, all that built-up tension and personal growth just evaporates into thin air. In Stoicism, there's this big idea about internalizing your victories and struggles. When you start broadcasting your personal sacrifices, you shift the focus from internal growth to external validation. It's like playing a guitar solo in an empty room versus on stage. One is for pure personal joy, the other is for show. When you keep these sacrifices to yourself, you maintain the integrity of your journey. It's your thing, your own little act of defiance against the easy road. Plus, there's a quiet strength in doing something tough without needing anyone to know about it. Now, let's not kid ourselves, it's hard to resist the urge to tell people. We're wired for connection and recognition. But remember, Stoicism is all about finding contentment from within. Imagine you've been hitting the gym at 5 a.m. every morning. You could post about it on social media, bask in the likes and comments, but does that really make the workout more meaningful? Or does it subtly shift the reason you're doing it in the first place? Suddenly, it's not just about self-discipline and health, but about the social media feedback loop. Think about Marcus Aurelius. This guy was an emperor ruling an empire and dealing with his own personal struggles. He wasn't out there shouting from the rooftops about how tough he had it. Instead, he wrote in his private journal, reflecting on his sacrifices and growth. It's this quiet reflection that's so powerful. By not sharing, you're not only preserving the purity of your sacrifice, but also allowing yourself the space to genuinely grow from it. And here's a fun twist. Keeping your sacrifices to yourself can add a layer of mystery. People might wonder how you're achieving so much, staying so disciplined, or growing so steadily without knowing the struggles you're enduring. It's like being the strong, silent type, but in a deeply philosophical way. Let's throw in a bit of humor here. Imagine you're like a stoic Batman. Batman doesn't go around telling everyone he's Bruce Wayne. He just does his thing, fights crime, saves the day, and lets his actions speak for themselves. Similarly, your personal sacrifices are your heroic deeds. No need to spill the beans, just let the results show. In the end, keeping your personal sacrifices to yourself is a way to nurture your inner strength. It's about doing hard things not for the applause, but for the profound satisfaction of knowing you're capable of more than what's visible on the surface. So, next time you're about to share that personal struggle or sacrifice, pause for a moment. reflect, smile to yourself, and carry on with the quiet confidence of a true Stoic. Number 15. Every emotion you feel. Alright, so you know how we're often told to share our feelings, to open up, to let it all out? Well, there's a twist here that might make you rethink this advice. Inspired by Stoicism, one thing you might want to keep to yourself is every emotion you feel. Now, I'm not saying to bottle everything up like a pressure cooker waiting to explode, but there's wisdom in being selective about what you share and with whom. Imagine this: you've had a terrible day at work, your boss was on your case, and you're feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. You come home and spill every single detail to your partner or your friend. What happens next? They might sympathize, they might even offer some advice, but often, you end up dumping your emotional load on them. Suddenly, your bad day becomes their problem too. Stoicism teaches us that not every emotional wave needs to be ridden out in the open. Sometimes, it's about anchoring yourself, finding your balance internally before reaching out. Think about it this way: our emotions are fleeting, like clouds passing through the sky. They come and go, changing shapes and colors. By constantly sharing every single emotional twitch, we risk becoming like the boy who cried wolf. People around us might start to see us as overly dramatic or overly dependent. Instead, if we process these emotions internally, we grow stronger, more resilient. It's like working out a muscle. Each time you handle your emotions on your own, you get a bit tougher, a bit more self-sufficient. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not advocating for emotional isolation. Far from it. There's a huge difference between being selective and being a hermit. It's about understanding the value of your inner world, recognizing that not every thought and feeling needs a megaphone. When you do choose to share, it becomes more meaningful. Your words carry weight because they are considered deliberate. Let's take anger, for example. You're furious because someone cut you off in traffic. It's a knee-jerk reaction, your blood is boiling, and you're ready to rant. But wait, what if you paused? What if you took a moment to breathe, to analyze why this minor incident has caused such a major reaction? By the time you've processed it, you might realize it's not worth sharing. It's a tiny blip in your day, not the headline. Stoicism isn't about suppression, it's about transformation. It's about turning raw emotions into something constructive. When you choose not to share every emotion, you give yourself the space to reflect, to understand. You become the master of your emotional landscape, rather than its servant. This practice also helps in maintaining a sense of peace and stability. If you're constantly unloading every emotional upheaval, your life can feel like a roller coaster. By being more discerning, you create a steadier, more balanced existence. People around you will notice this calm, this quiet strength. It's like being the eye of the storm, calm, centered, unshakable. In a world where oversharing has become the norm, embracing a stoic approach to emotions is refreshing. It's about quality over quantity, depth over breadth. It's about cultivating an inner sanctuary where you can retreat, reflect, and recharge. So next time you're tempted to spill your emotional beans, take a beat. Ask yourself if it's really necessary. Can you process this on your own? Is it worth sharing? By practicing this discernment, you're not only honoring yourself, but also respecting the emotional space of those around you. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the 15 things you should keep to yourself, inspired by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism. Remember, the power of Stoicism lies in cultivating inner strength, self-control, and wisdom. By practicing discretion and focusing on what truly matters, we can lead more fulfilling and resilient lives. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Stoic wisdom and practical advice. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. What do you think are the most important things to keep to yourself? Share your insights in the comments below. And remember, each day is an opportunity to grow wiser and stronger. Until next time, stay resilient, stay stoic, and take care.